one thing is they belittle you for just anything. And here's the thing, they belittle you of what you're doing because they don't believe that they can do it, or they don't have the courage to do it, or the guts to do it, or whatever. But still, it makes you like tense in your family. So I knew, my intuition told me not to go where I was going today, but I just did it because I feel obligated. And that's what we do. We feel obligated. We shouldn't. We should give ourselves grace. I've been giving myself grace. We don't ever do anything wrong. I'm saying, like, we make mistakes, but everybody does, and everybody fails, and so we're not trying to make it like a failure. But when a narcissist makes it like a big failure and brings it out to this big mountain of things that you've done, and then they blame it on you. And this is why this happened to me today. And I was just like, oh my God, I felt the anger. I said, I have to get out of here. And then I came home and I was like, this happened in my marriage, this happened in my childhood, and this is why I'm getting on this to you. Now, I was aware that it was going on, but back then I wasn't. I was screaming and yelling. Now, I did feel a sense of like screaming and yelling, but I didn't. I said, why are you doing this, and why? But they didn't want to hear you. They don't hear. They only, we only see out of a lens that we are seeing out of. I only see out of my own lens, Suzette Denny. You see out of your lens. Everybody sees out of their own lens. But a narcissist plays, belittling games. I don't feel good about. They don't say that, but it's them. I don't feel good about myself, so I have to point out what's wrong with you. Understandable. I already know that now. But then it was like, I was just noticing things, what would happen. And I've never done this before, like be aware inside of this narcissist situation at the moment. And it was like, belittle you when people aren't around. Like, I noticed that this person's like, oh, you're this, and you're good, and I love you, and you're all this. But then when people's not around, holy shit, it's like you are the target. And then I remember that this is what my husband used to do to me. I was just like, he would be like, oh, I love you, honey. And then as soon as we shut the door, it was like, you wanted to do this, and you wanted to screw him, and all. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is how crazy it gets. And here's the thing. A narcissist only sees what they want to see, and they only know what they want to know. They don't have like open minds and look at things by perspective. I was like, well, let's look at it differently. No, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. And it was just horrible. And I was just like, you trying to hug them and say, this is not right. Oh no, get away from me. You're a piece of, and oh my God, this is why I'm on my spiritual path right now. It's because when I was a child, I had to go through this, and then when I got an adult, I had to go through this until I said no. So anyway, so they do things to belittle you, or even they'll wait for you to do something wrong so they can blow it up so you look bad. So I'm not saying I'm a perfect person, but because I've been a people pleaser in my past life, not now, I don't give a shit, but I have been a people pleaser. I have been a good person. Like, they told me what to do, and I would do it because I didn't want the beating and the hurting and the screaming and the yelling, which I told my daughter the other day. It doesn't matter how much I did, clean, cook, build a house, I still got the abuse. So, but back then as a child, I was just like, oh, I'll do all this stuff and then I won't get hurt. But that wasn't true. I always did. It didn't matter, because if the person that hurt me was having a bad day, they wouldn't, by the time they got home, I was their target. I was the person they were going to come after, because there wasn't anybody else. Nobody else wanted to stay around long enough, and they had to blame it on somebody because it wasn't their fault. Oh, they will not take responsibility, that's for sure. Now me, I take responsibility for my life, and that's why I want to put this out here to you guys, because can you see it in your family? Now, Another thing is they brought up the good things they've done for you. Now, oh my God, this comes on every single time. I did this for you. I did this for you. And then it got so far as, look what you done to me in the past. I'm like, I wasn't even, you brought me here on this earth. You taught me these lessons. And then I said, I'm not doing this shit. I'm unlearning all that stuff and going on. So I was like, yeah, I've just got to leave. And then it come to the conversation as leave and don't come back. And that's all it, I was like, hallelujah. You don't have to tell me twice because I'm out of here. And I realized that I go because I feel obligated. And I don't know why. Why would I feel obligated for to somebody that is not nice, that is abusive? But I do know one thing. My heart is not like their heart. I'm kind, loving, compassionate, aware, awake, let's solve the problems together. But when you come in touch with the narcissist, they don't see any of that. They don't do the compassion, and it's always your fault. It doesn't matter what it is. It's your fault. You have murdered him in a past life, and it comes up with a whole bunch of shit. And I'm just like, oh my God. But it's funny. I wanted to bring this up because 3 things they do is they don't want anybody to know that they're doing it. Like, if I called somebody after and I said, do you notice that every time you're not there, this happens? Like, they don't do it in front of anybody. They want you like by yourself. It's almost like, I don't know, because I don't do that, any of that. So I don't like try to get people in a room by themselves and belittle them. Now I know now that I'm beautiful and the best and the greatest and all that stuff and all worthy. And I told them, I said, why do you want to make people feel like they're not worthy? Why? Because you're not worthy. And then I did say some things that weren't very nice, like, well, look at this problem in your life, and look at this problem in your life. If you could be open-minded and look at it, you wouldn't have these problems. You want to, blame it on this one or blame it on that one. But if you take responsibility for yourself, you can fix all that shit. But it's old paradigm. I'm sure you have a narcissist in your family. And if you do, give grace to yourself. And I'm not saying, if you want to give grace to them, I guess, they actually don't know they're really doing it. And they might feel sorry later. Most of them do. But I'm not sure if they're just feeling sorry to get you back to do it again, because keeps happening. It's like happening. It never solves. It's like they say, oh, I'll never do it again, but that's a lie. If they really want to change, you'll see the actions in what they're doing. This keeps happening. That's a narcissist. I've changed my life, and I keep changing because I love me. And that's what a narcissist is. Somebody that doesn't love themselves and then projects it out on you. Do you have a narcissist in your life? Let me know.